We've got it going there.
Hey,
this is Beau from Beau'd Not Broken, and this is the Daily Bend. And I'm coming to you from West Jordan, Utah. And nice enough to be in a nice little, just in a little nook here at the table, kind of a great environment in Carolyn's environment. And it's nice to have Carolyn here. I've seen her in a lot of different situations and on Facebook, and that's what's so great about Facebook, the connectivity and people helping people. And I think you'll be I think you'll really like what she has to say and some of the things that she's gone through. Again, the Daily Bend is with people that with everyone. They've gone through adversities or any types of struggles or successes or anything like that. And this is the live version of the Daily Bend. We're going to come to you starting in April on Flash One TV or Flash TV. So this is the Daily. So this is the Daily Live. We don't have to worry about any kind of editing or anything like that here. And so I'm glad you have joined, and I hope you'll stay with me. If you can't stay with me or you can't watch right now, come back and watch on the Facebook page. It'll be on Carolyn's page, be on Beau'd Not Broken and all that. Anyway, Carolyn, thanks for letting me come today.
Thank you.
And talk to you. We talked a little bit about pre-interview. We talked a little bit about, tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe some significant or a significant time in your life where, you know, you've had to draw upon a lot of different things and maybe other people, and let me just open it up that way.
Right. Well, hi, Facebook. Thanks, Beau. So it's interesting that we're doing this interview today because today is March 29th. And March 29th is a significant day in my life because 12 years ago, my life changed. And my brother was murdered in Midvale. And so 3 o'clock in the morning, 12 years ago today, I drove up to the University of Utah Hospital to see my brother. He was in critical condition, and it was an awful moment. Mm-hmm. So it was a big snowstorm, and I drove up there, and I ran out of gas right before I got to the University of Utah. And so I pulled into a gas station, and I filled up with gas. This was before you had to put your ATM card in it. Right. I put I filled up with gas to the brim. I went in, I got a cup of coffee, and tried to just warm up for a minute. And then by the time I got to the cashier, I realized I did not have my wallet.
Oh, it was one of those Shell Oil moments.
Shell Oil.
No.
So I walked up to the cashier, and I just looked at him, stunned. Right. And I just said, hospital, brother. Gas, right. Coffee, no card. Right. And he looked at me and said, "You're okay. I've got you. Go see your brother." And so, shocked, I went to my car and just cried, at the generosity, because thinking now, it's been 12 years, right. Now, it's like that guy probably didn't realize he was going to work that day to love on me, to right. pay for my gas, to right. pay for my, and it was a large coffee too, large coffee and a full tank of gas. And to this day, that was one of the most beautiful gifts that someone gave me, because I was hurting, and I was just really hurting, and I was blurry, and mm-hmm. Just in a bad place. And so then I was able to go up and love my brother for a couple more hours before, we let him go. Was your brother a victim of a pretty, a random type of a murder or something like that? Or was it something that... Yeah, it wasn't random. It wasn't random. And there were three individuals, and, you get to see the justice system in a whole nother way. And yeah. It was really rough. It's been right. a rough thing. And so I've had to learn. You're kind of re-victimized in some cases. Yeah. And you have to learn how to move forward. Right. You have to learn how to love people, and right. you have to learn how to forgive people. Mm-hmm. And that's been one of the hardest people to forgive when he walked out of court with 5 years probation. And so it's just an insanity that it's hard to put your head around, you know.
Right.
So that's today. That's the reunion. And Brad was amazing, and he was a warrior, and he lived and loved every day. So my goal is to live and love every single day.
You're kind of shift focus a little bit. Thanks for sharing that. You're a very successful businesswoman. You have been. You've also had, you've been to the depths of hell, if you will, in some cases. What's been your maybe if you want to share a little bit of that, and then what's been something that's kept you in the game? I guess that's usually the word I use, is what's kept you in the game?
The biggest thing for me that's kept me going and living and loving and forgiving is 5 years ago, I found God, and a lot of people come to me, a lot of people on Facebook, a lot of people in person say, you're one of the most religious people I know. And I would disagree. So I'm a little controversial that way, because I believe that God has flipped me upside down, shook me around, spun me around, and done a million things for me in my life. But I believe in relationship more than religion. So I'm not a big religion girl. I'm a huge relationship girl.
Would we kind of bring that to a spiritual, kind of the spiritual part of it? You're more spiritual, or your relationship is not spiritual?
So spiritual, sure, but I do believe that I'm a Christian.
Right.
I do believe in Jesus Christ. I do believe that he died on a cross for my sins. And once I got that in my spirit, that he died for all the crap I did, then that helps me to love on everybody exactly where they are, because we're all broken. We're both. We're not broken, but I am. We're not broken.
No, we're bowed. I tell you, everyone's bowed.
But we all have our stuff, and I tell people that we're all just one step away.
Sure.
And so that's why we need to love. We are all one step away from maybe being homeless. We're all one step away from being that guy that we despise in the world. Lord knows. There's been a couple times where I could have, throughout my life, I've been through some tragedies that make you just go crazy. And I've literally sat outside people's homes with these thoughts of, I'm just going to kill you, and I want you to die. And so I knew that in those moments that literally I was one step away too. And so because of that, because of my humanness, because of my journey, I know that I am just one step away. I'm not any better than any one person, no matter where I am in my life, And I believe that I've just been sent here to live a life that's filled with love and grace and mercy for one another.
That's why she's perfect for the Daily Bend. You're watching the Daily Bend on Beau'd Not Broken, and Carolyn is kind enough to let us into her home and talk about herself. It's hard for people to talk about themselves, but what we hope to have happen on these shows is people connect, and they see somebody and they might identify with them, and they might realize that, wow, that's what social media is for. The good social media is to connect people and get them to talk to one another and help people through different types of situations. Maybe tell us what's the depth of your desperation, darkness, depression? Was there one particular time in your life? Was there something that, was there one time in your life that really kind of got you?
There's been a lot of times.
A lot of times, okay.
There's been a lot of times. So, since I was 13 to however old I am now.
30-something.
There's been 28. There's been a lot of dark times. The last 4 years have been rough. And that's what's so interesting is I think almost my 5-year journey prepared me for my 4-year journey, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So the last 4 years have been interesting because, you know, I have faced foreclosure, and I have faced, you know, I was in a car accident and I lost my car, and I got really, really sick, and I've just been through kind of some interesting things over the last 4 years. If you're asking
anybody reach out to you during that time and
yeah,
become your friend?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool then.
I've got a couple beautiful friends that absolutely, like, it's weird because I'm not the girl that reaches out.
Right.
So if I get depressed or if I go into a dark place, I hide, you know, I isolate. Right. And that's what we're trying to get people to not do, is to not isolate and to recognize that we're all in this together, and that everybody goes through a period, I believe, of you know, a dark moment. And it's interesting to me that when that happens, the phone will ring with somebody that just says, I'm just thinking about you, and I really care about you, and I really think that you're cool, and you know, you really have a lot to offer this world. So
there are like we try and, like, every day, there are unconditional people out there that actually do reach out and want to reach out to people.
Right.
That's what it's all about. That's what the human experience should be like, and that's what we try and do every day on something here. But that's pretty neat. And we encourage, and I know you probably encourage people to do, and you've probably done the same thing, I would imagine.
Yeah. I believe I have a little motto that I believe was given to me that I'm supposed to spread the word. So if you don't mind, I'll plug it.
It's all about you.
It's go love someone today. So if anybody has been on my pages or watched my, you know, page, when I was in the darkest time a few years ago, truly I heard in my spirit say, go love someone today. I just wanted to stay in bed, and for some reason I got up and went out into the world and just found somebody to love on, you know, somebody to bless in some certain way. And it's funny because they're always brought
and that
to
certain
you.
way, and that certain way is what? It could be anything from a smile to a pat on the back to a, Ma, you look great today, right?
Right. It doesn't have to be. I kind of go around in shopping centers and stuff and just randomly smile at people because one, it kind of freaks people out sometimes.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
And two, I was in Walmart a couple years. It was actually during this time, and I saw this little old guy that was in a walker, and I just walked up to him and just, you know, smiled. That's all I did was smiled at him. And he stopped me, and he was like, thank you for the smile. I needed the smile today. And so, yeah, we all have a light in us that if we were to share it with the world, what a different place this world would be.
Go love someone.
Love someone today.
Love someone. Okay, so that's your kind of a focus that you have, and you're kind of ramping up and kind of going to make that a big deal.
Right. It's good. Hopefully in about 30 days I'll launch Go Love Someone Today. And it's, you know, it's kind of just the pay it forward thing. And and truly it has nothing to do with me. It's just an idea that I've been given that I'm supposed to share with the world. And it's not, you know, it's not groundbreaking. But but it could change.
But it's simple enough for people to understand, and most people out there do understand if they're in a world where sometimes things just don't go your way, and there's a lot of times all you need is a little pick-me-up, and that could be a handshake or a phone call or a smile or a, hey, come with me to lunch, or come with me here or there.
Yeah.
You know, that's really something. Do you want to talk a little bit about your motivation too that goes along with that? I mean, is that something that you want to talk about? You're kind of you have your business, you have, you know, you've been involved in real estate, right? For a long time.
I sell real estate.
Plug that. And
I sell real estate for HomeSmart. HomeSmart's the best. I'm the broker in Salt Lake.
And if you want to talk about your certification, or I don't have to even talk about it if you don't want to.
My certification?
Yeah, you just went for a big thing, and
Oh, I'm John Maxwell certified. Yes. So what that is I am a motivational speaker and a coach and a teacher, and so.
And she doesn't live in a van down by the river. See, she lives in a house.
This is where I do a lot of the teaching.
Good.
So it's just leadership teaching, and John Maxwell is, I believe, one of the greatest leaders of all times. He's written over 90 books, and he's given me the opportunity to put my experiences and my life to his steps.
Mm-hmm.
So just as a teaching tool.
So it was no easy thing. This was like getting a degree, right?
Well, I never did get a degree, so I don't know. I'm the girl. I'm the girl. See,
but this took some time for you, right? I mean, it took quite a bit of time.
Yeah, for the last year, I've been really, really hammering it, and just flew to Florida and met John Maxwell himself, and got the certification. So I am part of his team now. So that's fun and exciting. And
so if people are looking, if people want to connect with you or do whatever, to be a part of what you're doing, we obviously have your stuff. I mean, posted. I can post anything else on there, and obviously they can go to your page, your Facebook page, and I'm sure you'll have a website.
Absolutely,
and all that kind of
I have a website, and I can go into businesses and teach businesses how to leadership stuff for their people, how to be a member of the team, that kind of a thing. And I do small groups and one-on-ones. I am all about how can I help, where can I help, and how can I love you. That's what I'm about. So same with real estate. If it comes to real estate.
And for the men out there, for a lot of the men out there, doesn't mean love on. It's not like the sexual love on you. I had to say that because there's a lot of people out there that will take that and go, oh yeah, I love this or love that or whatever. No.
Yeah, please don't do that.
No,
I don't need any creepers.
We're real. This is reality TV. So anyway, So, I mean, obviously you've helped people in the past. What are some of the things that you've seen that your eyes have been open for a long time, but what are some of the things that, people will come to you with as far as needing help or perspective or, just to listen?
Yeah, I have some people that have come to me just wanting to know they're valuable, just wanting to know what is important about them. Just wanting to know, just somebody to say, these things are, I see these things in you. And let's develop and grow them so that the world can see these things in you. We all have different unique abilities and talents. So, my goal is just to kind of just show them what I see, right? What you see, what the world already sees. But it's hard for us to see in ourselves what the world sees in us. I have people that encourage me, that say things to me that I go, I don't see that, that's kind of, thank you. So let's run with it. So I am statements. If you look around my house, you'll see all my laminated cards that are, I have 100 I am statements of who I am, who God says I am, instead of what maybe the world says I am, or the judgment or the self-talk or whatever it is, just to help unwind that. I have mission statements and goals and values that I have all over the place because I forget sometimes. We go into that life zone where we just get focused on life and the things going on in our lives that we forget sometimes how awesome we are. So
that self-talk, that maybe there might be a negative relationship that's there. But the power of personal influence, I've talked about this before, is we don't know, we really don't know how much influence we have over people and how they look at us. They can look at us so much differently than we look at ourselves.
That's right.
And that's a very interesting concept for people. It's kind of their eyes open, the light goes on, and they go, oh yeah, that's right. I do have this sphere about me that people look at me differently than I look at myself. And it's usually in a very positive way. It's usually
Right.
never negative unless
Right.
you're, unless you're a sexual predator that's out doing stupid stuff.
Right.
You're a normal human being. So,
Yeah.
your opportunity. Anything else you'd like to talk about? I
have one more
appreciate-
thing I want to say. The other thing that I'm doing right now, challenging myself, is to do things that scare me, things that I've been afraid of my whole life, to tackle my fears.
Comfort zone stuff.
Well, I love being out of my comfort zone.
Right.
But it's more of fear stuff. So, for instance, when I was little, I rode a bike. I fell on the bike a lot. I, got scars from bike riding.
Right.
And so I got off the bike and I never rode the bike again. And I have been encouraged by one of my friends to get back on the bike.
Okay.
And so I'm back on the bike, and just Sunday I went for a ride and did a fantastic spill.
So not a tricycle. We're talking like a road bike.
A road bicycle.
All right,
It's a
okay.
bicycle.
All right.
And another, so this is another great thing. When I'm kind of upside down and my bike's in the air and I'm on the ground in the middle of the road, some guy pulls over, helps me up off the road, makes sure I'm okay, offers to help. And I said no, because I'm really trying to tackle this fear of mine. So I get back on my bike, just shaking and bloody and bruised and broken, and literally I have a couple broken ribs. And so, and I rode the 5 miles back home, because it's my life analogy. When you fall, there will be somebody that will come along the way that will help pick you up, that will put you back on your bike, and then you'll ride through the pain, and you'll conquer the fear. So
there's a great lesson in
so
there.
for me,
There's a great lesson in there.
I rode home, and I've got the music in my head and my inspirational music, and just that I can do this. I can do things that scare me. I can conquer my fears. And so in 2 weeks, I'll be in St. George on a big ride that it's a scary thing for me. So,
It's how long? How many miles?
Well, there's 35 to 100.
Right.
And I'm a beginner, so I'm going to do the 35 and finish.
Very good.
So
That's awesome.
Trembling and
That's
all
awesome.
bruised up, but I'm excited about it. But for me, it seems silly, but I think the sillier it seems, the more you need to do it.
Right.
So I think you just kind of need to work through those fears, and
Well, good.
I don't know. So
Good.
that's a little bit about me.
Good. Well, I appreciate the time, and I appreciate your loving people will certainly be a huge success. I'm sure it will be, and it already is, I'm sure. If you can change one life. If you can change one life, I mean, that's all that really, really matters. And so,
Right.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Bo.
Thanks everybody for watching out
Thank
there.
you.
I hope you'll continue to watch, share, like.
Yay.
Please go to Beau'd Not Broken on Facebook. I'm trying to switch over everybody from this, unfortunately, Bo Babka, to Beau'd Not Broken, so we can have more viewers and listeners and things like that. It's great effort, like I said. If any of you out there would love to be a guest, the reason why people come on a lot of times too is they understand that they're helping people, and the connectivity. I can only connect with so many people. Carolyn
Right.
connect with a lot of people that I may not be connect. You might be able to, and guests that have been on before can connect as well. So anyway, everybody go out there and have a great day.
Go love someone.
Yes.
Go love someone.
I don't know. What an awesome story. Thank you for your inspiration. Thank you, Christina, for that. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Christina.
Yeah, that's nice. Thanks for the feedback. Remember, as we leave, remember that life is all about the bend. And so thanks for joining us.
Thank you.